Good morning, everyone. Glad y'all are here. We have a full house this morning. This is great for a Monday. Our recording clerk is not quite ready, so haven't started yet. Countdown is on. 1, 2, 3.
I was waiting for Judge, I'm sorry.
No, he's not here.
Okay.
Are you ready? Okay.
I'll start.
Welcome again, everybody. We're glad you're here. We have a full house. Let me read what we're going to do here this morning. It's Monday, June 22nd, 2026 at 9 a.m. We are in the B County Courthouse Commissioner's Hearing Room, room 110, 105 West Corpus Christi Street, Beeville, Texas 78102. That's a call to order. If you would, stand with me, and Father Andrew Green is going to lead us in a prayer.
Let's pray. O Judge of the nations, we give you thanks for the upcoming anniversary of the declaration of our independence and for the birth of our nation. We pray that you continue to bless and guide this country with wisdom and truth. We remember before you with grateful hearts the men and women of our country who in the day of decision ventured much for the liberties we now enjoy. Grant that we may not rest until all the people of this land share the benefits of true freedom and gladly accept its disciplines. Lord God Almighty, in whose name the founders of this country won liberty for themselves and for us, and lit the torch of freedom for nations then unborn, grant that we and all the people of this land may have grace to maintain our liberties in righteousness and peace. We give thanks for those founders who had a vision of a country that could be one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May their vision be a reality in this place. Bless this meeting and the decisions made here. May B County be a haven of blessing and peace for all who live here and all who visit. And we ask this for your name's sake. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Once again, thank everyone for being here. We have recognition of visitors. Does anybody out there, this isn't a chance to talk, it's just some chance to say, hey, I'm so-and-so and I'm here. Does anybody want to be recognized? This is your chance. Yes, sir.
I'm John Harris on behalf of me and my wife Lorraine Harris, and we do save the One Outreach Ministry here in Beeville, Texas. We're so thankful and humbled to be here in the city of Beeville to make a change in everybody's life.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Anyone else?
Good morning, I'm Frank Massey. I'm from the rental community. I'm a rancher, producer, and I'm a board member for an organization called South Texas Property Rights Association.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Last chance. Thank you very much. We'll do Commissioner's opening remarks. Commissioner Oliveris, I think you're up first, sir.
Okay. Good deal. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to start out with a little recognition to Mr. Ryan Garza for assisting and coordinating a telephone utility pole repair over the weekend. We had, when that little storm came through, one of the utility poles broke, and we were able to get them out and respond quickly, so residents are really appreciated. So thank you, Ryan, and thank you, AP, for the quick response. Been a fairly busy couple of weeks here. We've had several committee meetings, one with the Insurance Committee, which a lot was covered there, an overview of the future of what our insurance is going to look like for the upcoming year. Also been in attendance with our salary committee team meetings here, so we're reviewing all of the budgetary items for salary staff, so we'll continue working that. One of the big challenges over the past couple of weeks has been receiving many calls. Number one, we finally got much needed rain, and now we have the flipped reverse from being ultimately dry to now too much rain, which is never enough. However, a lot of the calls I've been getting are related to mosquito control, grass, and also flooding. So on the mosquitoes, I would encourage everyone, thanks to Road and Bridge, we've already sprayed like 4 different times in South Peak County. They're doing an excellent job in spraying, trying to maintain the mosquitoes down, but I would encourage everyone to take a little bit of ownership at your own property and get rid of any standing water. One capful or a bottle cap generates over 200 mosquito eggs. And so you can imagine if you have more and more of those water sources, that's going to continue to grow. So if you could help by mitigating, getting rid of standing water is going to help out a lot. Also on the grass, be patient. Our crews are trying to take care of mosquitoes, trying to cut grass, and also any flooding issues. They'll get to you sooner or later. I would encourage you to contact Mr. Ray Longoria with the Road and Bridge Administrator to get the most up-to-date schedule on when he's going to be in your location. As far as the flooding, the good part, some work that was done earlier this year with coordinating with our Road and Bridge Department was we did a lot of mitigation when it came to flooding. Unfortunately, people don't recognize that, but on County Road 610, County Road 519, we regraded a lot of the ditches. We cleaned out a lot of the waterways that we have MOUs with the landowners. So it really, really helped this time when the rain came through. And a lot of the water is really moving pretty quickly. So thanks to Road and Bridge for the flood mitigation. Unfortunately, County Road 519, County Road 610, and several county roads, even though we did all this mitigation, those areas are prone to holding water. Even though they're not showing up on the flood maps as being a low area, they are prone to being low. And over the past 50-plus years, those areas, if the rain is concentrated in that area, will accumulate water. It's been like that for many, 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 many years. So regardless of how much mitigation is done to move that water, it helps. But because you're in a low-lying area, the water will accumulate not only in the bar ditches, but also in your yard as well. So those are the calls that I've been receiving, but we did go out and look at it. Also, I'd like to recognize Jonathan Gutierrez, who him and I both made field trips to each one of these locations to identify what the problems are. We do have plans in place for County Road 519 to add some additional culverts. It will assist in moving some of the water, but it's not going to take care of the problem. Unfortunately, all of the water from all of the farming fields actually go to those couple of locations there on 519. And, you know, it's sadly, no matter what we do, it's a low-lying area. The water will seek its lowest point, and that's what's happening in those particular areas. On County Road 631 and corner of 628, there's another area there where a lot of water has been accumulating. The water is flowing. I have videos. I mean, it's moving. It just, unfortunately, you know, it's going to take time for that water to move out. They've had over 3 inches of rain, and that was kind of isolated in one area, so it dumped pretty hard. The individuals that live on that corner, their houses had a lot of water, actually came pretty close to the houses. Not as bad from what I understand. Sinton had a lot of rain, a lot of flooding, so you know, be patient. Road and Bridge is working to try and get that. But anyhow, at County Road 628 and 631, we're going to add some additional culverts. That request is in. Hopefully that'll help a little bit, but the water is flowing. It doesn't stay long. After a couple of hours, the water is rescinding, but it just takes time. On the B County Annex, we're scheduled for a detailed walkthrough tomorrow to try and complete the project. We do have some additional work, some additional scope that is going to be ongoing. We have, the good part is with the rain, we're able to identify some additional leaks. So we still have 1 or 2 little small leaks that we're trying to capture. We just when you have a flat roof, it's hard to identify exactly where it's coming from. So we'll get that resolved pretty quickly. We're almost there. We're down to a couple of drops here and there, but we don't want to stop that before anyone moves in. Also, there's some additional work that's been requested. I have not been directly involved with the conversations, so we'll need to have the committee, we'll need to have a sit-down meeting, and this is in reference to installing a door, if you will, that'll break up the annex into 2 separate parts. While on I guess on one side where it looks like it's needed, it's not a state requirement to put this door in. The good part is we do have enough security to support all of our voting machines and where they're going to be located. The other part with that, by doing that, if it gets approved, we're going to need to come back to Commissioners Court and ask for some additional money. I'm estimating that the cost of adding this new door, also supplementing the walkway for the veterans to come in through the back door, you're looking roughly between $50,000 and $75,000, because the walkway, the veterans would have to walk around the back of the building, come in through the back door, and then we're going to need to provide them some handicap access, so it's going to be required to redo the sidewalk, put new handrails in, put a new door in with a remote sensor. So we're waiting on costs to come in tomorrow, so we'll see what the impact that's going to be, and then we need to sit down with Commissioners Court and see if that's something we want to do on a non-state required item. So more to come with that. Our grant that we're working on with the GLO for the Silver Creek, we have reached our 30% review. And part of the 30% review, we're going to need to sit down as a committee again and review where do we really want to spend the dollars. Because of pre-COVID money and today's dollars, we do not have enough money to complete all the projects. So the county's going to have to decide, where do we want to spend our money. Silver Creek Bridge, also County Road, the bridge in 631, and then the Pettis water well. So we're going to have a meeting, Commissioner, have you involved with that as well.
Yeah.
To see how do we want to move some of the funding around that's been allocated. So no major issues. We just got to decide as a group what's the best thing for the county. So with that, I'll pass it along to you, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. I hope all the fathers out there had a great Father's Day yesterday and enjoyed. So with that, I'm going to start here. Had a salary committee meeting, our second one already, and we're still trying to tie in the numbers for all of our employees here in Beeville, at B County. So that's a work in progress. We've made, some significant changes, and some big steps are coming. So we're working on that. Had a brush call 301. They were trimming some trees there, so we're working on that, trying to get that resolved there. There's a lot of overhanging trees. People they're in their yard, but they extend into the county right of way. And then you get some FedEx trucks, UPS trucks, or oncoming traffic with each other, and they complain about them trimming their trees. Well, they're in the right of way, so they've got to be cut. We don't have a choice on some of these things there. So please bear with us. Road and Bridge is trying very hard to accommodate everybody, but they're getting pulled in 50 different directions, so we got that going on there. Like Commissioner Olivares, I had lots of calls on the mosquito spraying in the county. I know that they've already gone 3 to 4 rounds, like you said. They're trying real hard to keep up. There's lots of mosquitoes, lots of standing water everywhere, so please bear with it. Don't kill them. Don't kill the guys out there in the truck. Don't mistreat them too bad. Had another Zoom meeting with Komatsu on the phase 1 of the courthouse restoration grant. And we had to make some changes there because the Texas Historical Commission is not going to allow the mechanical part of that on that grant. So it got cut out and it got reduced. So our air-conditioned ducting and those items there are not going to be included in there, so they got cut. And 9 windows that we requested to be redone here are going to be cut as well. So the number went down. It's like 2.8 million, so it's at like 1.7 million. So that number went down. We made the adjustments. We're putting it in. We should have a final say by the middle of July. That's coming pretty quick. Had a meeting with the Bee Development Authority this week. We're still continuing progress out there. The Navy is landing quite a bit out there. They're fueling, so that's a lot of steps going in the right direction out there. Lots of progress on Finner Street with widening the road for the Beeville Independent School District request for the new school. Road and Bridge has already done most of the 4 feet addition on one side. That's a half a mile of road on Finner Street. And they've trimmed the trees, they've laid the base down. They haven't done the actual coal mix on it yet, but that's coming. And then we've got 2 lights working out there, one on 351 in Finner and one down the road to light up the area for the school buses. So that's going very, very well. We also have a BISD luncheon tomorrow to discuss the improvements there and go over how much more we need to get going. So that's in the works there. Some really good news. We just passed in court that rural ambulance grant for $350,000. It went through, it was approved. There's 2 ambulances ordered that are coming to Beeville, and the invoice is already here, it's taken care of. That's just how important all our grants are to our rural areas here in Beeville. I mean, this is awesome, you know, to be able to help them out. If they can complete this work and get it all taken care of before the end of the calendar year, they can apply for this next round in 27. So we're excited about that, and so is Angel Care. So, Commissioner, with that, I'll pass.
I'll go last, sir, if you would. Thank you.
Good news, good job. Good morning, everyone. Happy belated Father's Day to all the dads out there. As the previous 2 commissioners mentioned, the mosquitoes, I'm not gonna sit here and beat a dead horse, but y'all heard, mosquitoes and mowing is a big deal right now. I've talked to constituents as well as Road and Bridge, and they're doing all that they can do. I got with TxDOT, there was a driveway off of 673 where a bunch of the dirt and caliche were going into the middle of the road, and it was about a 4 to 5 foot increase elevation on the road, which could have caused accident, especially if you're riding a motorcycle. Which I don't, but anyway, TxDOT was going to take care of that. And then I got with, I had some calls on some drainage and some tall grass and whatnot in the city in my precinct. So I got a hold of Mayor Willow, and he was going to take care of that this week with get with Henry. And then got with Road and Bridge on some drainage issues on Lehman. So I got with Jonathan on that, and he was going to look at that this week as well. With that, I'll pass back to you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll bounce around a little bit if y'all would. Last Commissioners Court meeting, we talked about kissing bugs. Y'all remember we talked about Chagas disease and all? Well, I had quite a few calls about why are they called kissing bugs? Well, if you do the research, they tend to bite on the face, and that's why they call them the kissing bugs. The next thing I was asked, well, how do I get rid of them except stepping on them? I said, well, you can use insecticides or you can use diatomaceous earth. And those of you that aren't familiar with that, there are diatoms that died millions of years ago. They mine those. They're little crystalline deals. When an insect walks across them, it cuts the insect up, and they, if you lack of a better term, they bleed to death. As roaches, any type of crawling insect, when they walk across this diatomaceous earth, it gets on their bodies and it cuts them up. You can buy this at your feed stores. You can get it at the nursery. Another use for it, and you ranchers out there will appreciate this. I grew up not knowing this. Listened to a garden show here about, it was about a year ago, and I heard it again a few days ago. If you'll mix that diatomaceous earth with your cattle feed, like you're going to give them a bunch of cubes in a trough, about a cup, mix it in there. When the cattle eat that diatomaceous earth with that, it doesn't hurt the cattle, but any internal parasites they have, it kills them. It cuts them up. Do it 2 or 3 times, and then what happens if you know about horn flies? Horn flies lay their eggs in the most warm poop they can find. Well, this diatomaceous earth is also in that poop, and it kills the larva. The first thing you know, you don't have horn flies. It's amazing what this stuff does, and like I say, you can buy it. They make several grades. They make agricultural grade. They make food grade. You don't want the one that has silicone in it. You want the one that's either agriculture or food grade. Okay. We talked about mosquitoes, and I don't think we give Road and Bridge enough credit. Have you ever wondered why they spray for mosquitoes right at dark or right after dark? The bees are inside their hives, and it doesn't hurt the bees because the spray they use will kill the bees too. So that's why they're out there after dark spraying. And you have to appreciate, that means that at least one county employee or more, Kenneth Mendoza I think is one that normally does it, they're out there after dark keeping us all safe from the mosquitoes. So when you get a chance, thank Road and Bridge. You may say, well, I want them to come mow. Well, can you mow your yard right now? How wet is your yard? Think about the ditches that they have to mow. They don't want to get in there and get their tractor stuck and make a big rut, so some of that's going to have to wait a while. And there's more rain coming. El Nino's here, so more rain is coming. Okay, several weeks ago, or several months ago, we talked about Water Wells Guide to Water Supply, and I said I had some printed. Well, I've gotten them printed, worked with Landon Gulick in the Extension Office. He had a PDF, he had them printed. I paid for them, but I'm giving a few of these out. What we've done, I got back with him, I said, can we do a water supply workshop again like we did several years ago, I think 2018 or something? He said, let me check. There is a water well supply workshop coming up October 7th and 8th at the Emergency Management Center. What it is, these books talk about everything to do with water wells, aquifers, maintaining your water well, sterilizing it, getting rid of coliforms, and that is being set up by Landon Gulick through the Extension Service out at the Coliseum in the Emergency Management Room. We have a large meeting room there. It's going to October 7th and 8th. And the way it was the last time, you bring in your water samples, they test them. The last time they tested for coliforms, they tested for different bacteria, one thing and another, selenium. I don't know what all they're going to test for this time, but there is a small cost. But it was well attended last time. I encourage everybody to check into it. If you need additional information, get with Landon at the Extension Office. He's got all the details. But it's going to be pretty exciting. We need to get it done. Everybody's welcome. It's a large meeting room. It'll probably handle, what, 100 people?
Easy.
Easy 100 people. So October 7th and 8th. Okay, the gorilla in the room is screwworms. We had a meeting last week at Pioneer, out at the old Pioneer plant. Then we had another meeting at the Blue Ribbon. At the Pioneer plant, we were fortunate enough to have a gentleman there, let's see, Bruce Lavelle. He is a direct appointee of our president, President Trump. He was very impressed. Came from Washington to Pawnee to look at it, brought his assistant. We toured it. We have a representative here, Mr. Frank Massey is going to go into great detail during the public comment about what all happened. But it was very good. They liked what they saw. We then went to Blue Ribbon later in the day. There were people from USDA there who are in control of the screwworm larva. The meeting at Blue Ribbon, they wanted to talk about farms, the USDA did. But the people there wanted to talk about screwworms, so it all wound up talking mainly about screwworms. And several things came up about screwworms, on what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. I'm not going to take any of Mr. Massey's thunder. I will defer that. He's got some great information. The work that he and Charles Maley have done on this is just over the pale. It's just so much. They've sacrificed their bodies, their time to do this, and they are to be praised for what they've done. They've done a great job. Let's see, do we have anything? I think that's about enough out of me. I did attend the Council of Governments meeting in Corpus. We're looking at budgeting grants for the entire region. B County, of course, is in line for some of them, but we'll see how all that works out. It's time for public comment. Mr. Massey, would you like to lead off public comment, sir?
Full room.
Oh, and they're standing up, too?
Mm-hmm.
They came to see you. They knew you had a new tie.
Which one just notified me? Agenda item number 10, workforce selection.
Okay,
Table for July 13th meeting, okay?
you got it.
Thanks.
Good morning, everyone, commissioners, Judge Morrell, in your absence. I'm sure you'll read the transcript of this later. My name is Frank Massey. I reside in the mineral community. I'm a cattle raiser. I'm a retired builder. And I grew up with New World screwworms, and I just realized how little I look forward to going through the things that I did as a young child. And screwworms just about broke my grandparents and my parents back in the 50s. Not only were we fighting screwworms, we were fighting one of the region's most serious droughts that we'd ever seen. So I've been doing a few things since my last talk here. And just want to say that on June the 3rd, the first case of New World screwworm was detected in Texas. in LaSalle County. Move forward to today, there have been 15 confirmed cases as of yesterday, and there are 14 Texas counties currently under some sort of quarantine against moving any red-blooded animals from your premise. And that could mean your cow dog, you can't put him in the truck and take him to town without the chance of either being fined or being stopped by some inspector from Texas Department of Animal Health along the way. So I'd just like to say up front that New World screwworms is not a food issue. It's not a health issue. You know, it's something that we've controlled before. You know, cattle raisers are not stupid. We understand what it takes to doctor our animals, to care for our animals. But the current bureaucracy that's building in this case indicates that we're not trusted like we were back in the 50s and 60s, and that is a concern to me. So let me just kind of run through and tell you some of the things that we've been doing here on behalf of B County. On June 5th, I attended one of the very first screwworm meetings that was held in Hebronville. And I went there specifically to get in front of John Cornyn, and he didn't come that day, but I did spend some time with his regional director, Anna Garcia. And I also got to visit with Texas Senator Judith Zaffirini, who was at that meeting. And what I thought was interesting, that there was over 200 people that came out of the brush in that county. People are concerned. I'll tell you how concerned they are. In a meeting last Wednesday evening, there were 1,200 people in Fredericksburg, Texas, that showed up for a screwworm meeting. Now, that could have been driven a little bit because Brooke Rollins was at that meeting, and that is one of the latest counties that is under quarantine. So there's a lot of concern out there. So moving forward, on June the 12th, I attended a meeting at the Capitol in the governor's office. And how this came to be is our senator, District 27 Senator Adam Hinojosa, has been running interference for us. And he called me on Monday evening. He says, "Frank, I need you to be in the governor's office at 9 o'clock Wednesday." And I said, "Yes, sir, we will." And so at that meeting, there were 18 folks from around the Capitol, from the elected officials' offices. We had the deputy director for Governor Abbott was in attendance. We had the top two guys from Lieutenant Governor Patrick's office. We had Speaker Dustin Burrows and some of his staff. We had J.M. Lozano and his chief of staff. Of course, we had Senator Hinojosa and some of his staff. And we also, one of our most important team members in our effort for this B County program is a man named Buck Ackroyd. And he's one of the directors for Vaughn Construction Company. And I will tell you that Vaughn Construction Company builds biosecure buildings for the state of Texas, for the University of Texas, for Texas A&M, and they built the latest big complex for the Galveston Teaching Hospital down in Galveston. They built biosecure 1, 2, and 3 structures. These people were also on hand when they built the COPEC facility in Panama 40 years ago. So we are very fortunate to have this company on our team of concerned people who are trying to put this program together for B County. So so we had Buck Ackroyd, we had Charles Maley, who is our advocacy director for South Texas Property Rights, and myself. There were 18 people who showed up for this meeting, and we were told we had 30 minutes. But you know, there was so much interest in that meeting that day. Our meeting, we spent about an hour and a half in there. And as we broke up, many of these participants gathered together in the corners out in the hallway and continued the conversation. Since that time, they have been circling the wagon and looking. They've been talking about our program, and they've been bringing other individuals into the conversation. So the governor's office knows about us. They're weighing what funding they can get from USDA. So we're just encouraged by all the things we've heard. So at the end of this meeting, we returned back to Senator Hinojosa's office, and he says, "Guys," he says, "my hat's off to you." He says, "Y'all did a hell of a job." He says, "Since all of my time that I've been around this Capitol, this is the first time we've had this many key people, key decision makers in one meeting in my political history." he was very proud of us, and he thinks that we've gained some great traction. So that was on June the 12th. So last week, a week ago today, we hosted a meeting here for the people that Dennis talked about from USDA. And how this happened was about 7 weeks ago. Senator Hinojosa was in Washington, D.C., and he toured the White House, and he met Bruce Lavelle, who is the director of rural development and what was the rest of his title, Dennis? He was
Private partnership.
private partnerships, yes. And so I got a call from Adam, and he says, I'm trying to put together a meeting with this guy to get him down to Bee County. He says, can you put together a meeting in Beeville? And I says, well, tell me how many and when, who's coming. So he gave me a general feeling for that, and we started to work on it. The meeting, he wanted it for about 15 to 20 people, agricultural type people. Well, that meeting grew to a total of 55 people, included some of our elected officials, and our future elected officials were there. It was a great meeting. That was the purpose of coming here, but in order for them to justify their trip here, they needed to have some other meetings around the country. So we were able to help them set one up at the port in the Corpus Christi, and we called our friends at the King Ranch, and we arranged a tour and a meeting at King Ranch. However, because of the weather, they got stranded on 37 for over an hour, and so that took up their meeting time. We were able to redirect them, met them again in Corpus, and attended the port meeting with them. But so the key part about this is that, like Dennis pointed out, Mr. Lavelle he works at the pleasure of the president. He's not a typical USDA employee. He seems to speak with common sense and great thought, and he was just elated to see our building there. And he told me privately that he wished that he wasn't in public office because he would pull out his checkbook personally, and he thought that it was a tremendous location. So it is our hope that he'll go back and share what he saw here in Beeville with other decision makers, even if it does mean the president. So let's move forward to June 17th. Last Thursday, we got word from USDA that Bee County did not receive any portion of the $100 million grand challenge. There were 226 applicants from across the United States. Beeville was one of them, and Beeville was not selected. So that's unfortunate, but I understand there could be some other funding available from other areas from USDA. So last week, on the 18th, on Thursday, I traveled to Austin. We'd had an invitation from District 31 House Representative Ryan Guillen, who is the Ag Chairman for the House Ag Committee, and he called a meeting there at the Capitol, and lo and behold, there were like, 9, 10, 11, 12 panels. And by the draw of the straw, we were the first panel. It was really a wonderful feeling to be first to testify before the Ag House Committee. And during our testimony, we boosted our thoughts about Bee County. We planted some seeds among all those attendees. And of the folks who came up later to testify, and then one of the next panels was USDA Director and APHIS Director Admiral Schmoyer. And Mr. Guillen asked him specifically, what are your thoughts about the plans for Bee County and a New World Screwworm facility? And he kind of stumbled around there, and he says, is my opinion, there are many brick and mortar buildings throughout the state of Texas. However, none of them were built to house screwworms. And so that kind of threw a slant into our plan, and but he's given no consideration to the fact that our working partner is Vaughn Construction, who builds biosecure buildings and actually built the building that they're producing flies in today in Panama. So at least we know what our opposition is, and so our next thought is to bring Brooke Rollins into the conversation And there's a newly appointed screwworm czar that was appointed by President Trump. His name is John Bellinger, and Mr. Bellinger lives in San Antonio. He and I belong to both belong to the same Registered Cattle Association, and we've had some past. We know we've seen each other, so that's as far as I'll go there. But we hope we can get him to Pawnee along with Brooke Rollins and turn Mr. Schmoyer's thoughts about our building into something positive. So with all of that, we kind of rambled around here, but we believe that B County is well positioned to be a major contributor to the entire state of Texas in our efforts to produce the needed number of sterile screwworm flies, by utilizing assets that are already on the ground here in B County. And that is the one thing that at the end of this meeting, this hearing lasted 9.5 hours last week. And the bottom line was that we need more sterile flies. And we've given them a project on a silver platter, which is pray that they will look at us seriously and help us. Help us help.
Thank you, Mr. Massey. Good work, sir. Who else would like to speak during public? Yes, ma'am. Please identify yourself for the court record.
Sound like that jet out there taking off.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Lisa Castaneda, and I am representing Coastal Bend College this morning. And I would like to thank, of course, the judge that is not here. I haven't met him personally, but the commissioners, thank you for letting me speak. I'm just going to give a brief update on Coastal Bend College. Recently, we were recognized nationally for the top 2026 Colleges and Innovation Award, and that was highlighting the commitment to workforce education, student support, and affordability. The CBC Board of Trustees have approved the 2026 through 2031 strategic plan, which focuses on student success, workforce development, and increasing credential attainment across our service area. We proudly celebrated our 2026 graduates. We had 487 graduates this spring. And let me see, we gave credentials and certificates along with Associates of Applied Science and Associates of Arts degrees. We have rolled out a Cougar Track enrollment event, which we invited 100 prospective students and resulting in 70 students that registered for classes that day. Coastal Bend does have a Promise program, which continues to gain momentum, and with 85 students that have already applied for tuition assistance opportunities. The Coastal Bend Promise program launched last semester in the fall, and this is going to be for students that are have a financial need, and they do submit their FAFSA application if they don't, if they're not awarded for a full FAFSA grant. We do come in and we pick up the additional cost and fees for those students. We also have a Cougar to Jaguar Promise program with partnership of South Texas College. We are creating a seamless pathway for associate degrees to a bachelor degree program, expanding financial support for qualifying students. Coastal Bend College does continue to invest in student success through upgrading distance learning technology, facility improvements, and ongoing efforts to improve operational efficiency and stewardship to our taxpayer resources. This summer, we have one of the largest cohorts for our LVN program. Here in Beeville, we have 30 students that are in our LVN program. In Alice, we have 30, Kingsville 26, and Pleasanton 20. So it's one of our largest cohorts that we've had recently, so that's a big gain for us. As we move into the summer months, Coastal Bend College remains focused on expanding workforce training opportunities, strengthening partnerships with our communities, and providing accessible, affordable education and for regional economic growth. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to speak today on behalf of Coastal Bend College and our president, Dr. Suarez.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, sir, Mr. Blair.
Court, good morning. Ryan Garza is not able to be here this morning, but we wanted to make sure that the court was aware and the public at large was aware. On Saturday, we're going to be doing a airplane down drill out at Chase Field. This is in conjunction with the Bee Development Authority, the B County and Beeville Office of Emergency Management, Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, and the United States Coast Guard Corpus Christi sector. There will be all the area fire departments, volunteer and otherwise, are invited to go and actually participate in understanding what to do, right, in the event that, say, there is a plane that crashes within their jurisdictions. There will be 8, I believe, planes that these fire departments will be interacting with, as well as 3 helicopters. And they do need to know exactly how to interact with these planes, as, you know, if you touch the wrong button, it can, in fact, someone kick the ejection seat out. All that to say, we want folks to know that if you see a large amount of police, fire, first responder activity around Chase Field from 9 to 2:30 on Saturday, don't feel the need to alert 911, that they're already out there. But everything is a planned drill. And we appreciate our federal partners for being willing to come and give this really great training to all of our area first responders on what to do in the event of a plane crash.
If I could add to that, we have some portable billboards that you guys might think about stationing out on the highway so people will know what's going on. Ryan Garza is in charge of those out at the Coliseum, so.
I'll remind him he's in charge of them.
Please. Thank you. Yes, sir, Mr. Harris.
Hello, everybody. Thank y'all commissioners for listening to me. I'm just humble and thankful to be in the presence of y'all and in God. I'm John Harris with Save the One Outreach Ministry. Here in Beeville, me and my wife started a ministry here in Beeville in 2022. And if anybody know me, I was in and out of prison. I was addicted to opiates, but I changed my life. God changed me. I came to God when I got out, and me and my wife came up with the ministry. I've been sober for 7 years. I do welding at Eric Martinez Services. I've been there for 4 years. So I just thank God for everything that he's doing. We do events here at the courthouse once every 3 months, and we have events here that's here for the kids, here for the elderly. We're here to help them out, and we wanted to know we're able to use the electricity here to bring out, to help out the kids and help out the elderly. I believe that Jesus can change people's life. He can transform. I am a walking testimony. I believe it, and I'm here to change the city of Beeville, Texas. I want to be here. Me and my wife are looking for a building here in Beeville, Texas, to be able to help provide in Beeville, to feed twice a day, to help out kids that's broken, to help out the elderly that needs to get around, have something that's mobile here, and God's put it on our heart to do that here. And like I said, I am thankful, and it would be a blessing to be able to use the electricity come up July 25th at the courthouse. We will also have kind of like a ROSPA. The first 50 people that get there, which we have a lot of kids at our events, they'd be able to get a ROSPA as well. And we'd be able to hand out Bibles, hand out gift bags, and be able to pray for people there as well. People tell their testimonies. They worship God. We have music that's going to be glorifying God as well. And it's just something for the community that, these days I believe that our kids need to see the adults move and actually learn from them, because as adults, as the elderly, we show for our kids that they need to see it and see somebody that's in God and know how God can transform their life as well. So we lead by example here. We are all men of God, and I believe it, and I just want to see if we can use the electricity for a couple hours.
We have an agenda item for that item later.
Huh?
We can't address you now.
Oh,
There's
I didn't
public
know.
comment.
There's public
We have an item later.
I'm so sorry. I've
all
never
right.
been.
That's all right, sir. Thank you, Mr. Harris.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you did fine, sir.
I'm sorry.
Who else would like to do public comment? Last chance. All right, number 7. The following items are of an administrative nature. Commissioners Court has been furnished documentation on each item, and all such items may be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a commissioner or county judge.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
The motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Carries unanimous. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, approved proclamation declaring June 2026 as Elder Abuse Awareness Month.
It's your agenda item.
I'm sorry?
It's your agenda item.
No, it's not my agenda item. But I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I made the motion. I know some elderly folks. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, unanimous. Thank you, gentlemen, I appreciate that. Number 9, approve resolution authorizing the B County Judge to negotiate, execute, and deliver agreements and conveyance documents necessary to transfer certain county-owned real property to Rural Economic Assistance League, Inc., Real, Inc., at no cost for the development of a public transit facility and related public transportation improvements. Before we do a motion in a second, Mr. Aurelius, would you like to address the court, sir, and tell us exactly what we're talking about?
Absolutely. Commissioners, good morning. Martin Ornelas Mata. I'm with the Rural Economic Assistance League. We've been around for the last 54 years providing services to communities in rural areas around the coastal bend. June of 2016, we took over the transit district that was previously managed by B Community Action Agency, June 5th to be exact, or 10 years ago. At that time, the B Community Action Agency oversaw 4 counties that it serviced through transportation. They had erected a facility over near the Road and Bridges facility that was on county property as a county facility, as a county department. That TxDOT investment got transferred when the facility, where the district transferred on to Real. We're very excited, and we believe we have continued, done diligence in providing public service, public transportation to those that need it in B County and the surrounding communities. We're very proud of our services. Years later, we realized we're on county property with a TxDOT asset. Right, and so that created a series of opportunities, discussions of how we can maintain the intended purpose of that facility for what was needed, and at the same time continue providing the public service that is needed by the residents. Through the leadership of Commissioner DeWitt, we have, for the last 7 years, have looked at multiple options, and as you know, sometimes we have to study of what we can do. So to let you know what we've studied is we have done a feasibility study. We have conducted a site selection study. I believe Commissioner Olivares, you got also the opportunity to travel with us and see possible locations for a future site. We have done a regulatory study of how county asset can be returned correctly to the county, as well as an operational study of what could be the next steps. Our longest step was how to obtain a categorical exclusion that would not have undue impact on the nearby residents. The facility, the future site that was selected through this feasibility and site selection is across the street. Thus, there would be no undue hardship to the residents. Nonetheless, through regulations and requirements, we hosted several town hall meetings for residents and provided that information in 3 languages specifically. On May 28th, we received notification that a categorical exclusion was provided to us, thus allowing us to begin having this conversation with the county and how do we continue providing services, look at a move of the existing facility into its new location, and how to move on the next steps, which are the resources to make that happen. Through a TxDOT grant, we received about $140,000 to begin that construction process. Through internal priorities, because it's equally important for us, we've identified between $60,000 and $80,000 we will be allocating from another grant for capital improvement allocated to this specific construction project. So we have a $200,000 target to construct a operational, more modest facility in the new location should we continue moving forward with your passing of this resolution across the street. Our timeline is critical. We believe we can accomplish a more modest facility within 12 to 16 months. So our target goal is to have a fully operational facility before the end of 2027. That would then require us to return to the court and put into place the regulatory documents in line that the asset needs to be returned completely to the county. We would have to go before the Real Board to give back the asset to the county and conclude its full resolution. One of the things that is important is we are doing something that is not done very often, right? Which is an asset on county property, and then there is a seize of that relationship. And never did we realize that we should have asked that question when we took over the property 10 years ago. Nonetheless, it's been an effective ride, learned a lot, but we are very confident that with your continued leadership and support, we'll continue advancing public transit for the benefit of the citizens of Bee County and the surrounding areas. One thing that I do want to make note of is we are an agency that provides multiple services. I get the benefit of overseeing our transit services, our mental health services, as well as our food pantries. We operate what's called pop-up food pantries in different parts in the counties in our service area closer to Jim Wells. Through social media, we've received a number of requests for us to come and do pop-ups, food pantry deliveries here in Bee County. We are looking at the feasibility of being able to do that, and we believe that in the future, that is certainly something that we'll continue being able to do. As a matter of fact, when we looked at one of the facilities over here, it had a drive-through already built in. So we know we're going to keep that spirit in mind as we do a more modest facility. But that is only to say that it's about meeting the continued need of residents that live here in Bee County and the surrounding areas. You have before you a resolution authorizing the judge to negotiate and go through the documents and make the transfer of the property that's located at 405 South Hillside Drive. It's approximately 2.41 acres with property ID 103829. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have as to the subject.
If you would, let me add to your comments. This all started with me as a commissioner about 15, 18 years ago. When I looked at the facility, our road and bridge people said, man, we sure would like to have that facility. I did some open record requests with TxDOT, and they had to dig through their archives and files, and that's when everybody realized, hey, we don't own the property it's on. And I started a process in looking at the depreciation value of the property, how many years it had been in effect, and now it's getting close to the depreciated zero value.
Right.
And with the help of Martine, we're to this point, and I appreciate that eventually it's going to go to Road and Bridge. It's right next to their yard. It's something we can really use. And you guys are going to have a more modern facility. And this has taken a lot of work. We've gone a long journey together, and it's coming to fruition. And this is one, though, everybody's going to win. And that's the only way to do a negotiation, when everybody comes out ahead.
That's right.
So I appreciate y'all's tenacity and staying with this and working with us. The work you guys have been doing in Bee County is fantastic. I have not had one single complaint about meals, transportation, or anything else since you guys took over. And before, it was on a regular basis. I think half the county had me on speed dial. So y'all have done great.
Well, we appreciate that very much. Know that it's a team effort. There's several staff members that are here with me. working on this particular project is the project manager, Melanie Gomez, who's here with me, and the one who is responsible for ensuring that any issues that come up with any riders get addressed correctly, as well as keeping them satisfied with the services providers, is our manager of mobility management services, which is Pam Hernandez. The other thing worth noting about Pam is that she's also our emergency management coordinator. We have an MOU with the county, and I want to emphasize that it's not just about hurricanes, it's about any unplanned situation where there is need for mobility of individuals, whether with wheelchairs or otherwise. She's available, and you should have her on speed dial to respond as needed. As other counties have, there's been fires of RV parks, and people need to be moved immediately, and we're there to respond. But thank you for your kind words, Commissioner.
Yes, sir. Commissioners, do y'all have any questions of Mr. Hernandez?
If B County needs help with the study, you can help us with that?
Well, we could.
You're well-schooled up.
Sir, at this point, absolutely. After, we've done a study and then finally get to where we need to get to, so absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Because it looked for a while like we ran into a brick wall, but you guys went around the wall.
Where there's the will and where there's tenacity,
Yes, sir.
Commissioner, there is always the way. And I think we found the opportunity, and we have that window, and I believe now is the time. So I
Absolutely.
would thank you for your continued leadership and a favorable outcome to the resolution before you.
Gentlemen, do I have a
Judge-
motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we authorize Judge Morrow to negotiate and execute and deliver the agreements and conveyance of the documents necessary.
We have a second?
Second.
We have a motion in 2 seconds. Choose which one you'd like. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, unanimous. Martine, Pam, thank you guys for what y'all do. We're here to help you.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to keeping the court abreast as the progress, and certainly when the groundbreaking takes place, and where the transfer of the keys also take place. So I look forward
Absolutely,
to
this
that.
is exciting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time again.
Yes, sir. We're going to table, I need a motion to table number 10. Judge would like to be involved, and he's not here.
So moved.
We have a motion to table. Second?
Second.
We have 2 seconds again. You choose which one you want. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Number 10 is officially tabled. Till, what, July 13th? When?
July 13th.
July 13th, yes, ma'am. Number 11, approve request to use electricity on courthouse grounds from Save the One Outreach Ministry for their event on Saturday, July 25, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mr. John Harris has already articulated what they're going to do and everything. I talked to him before the meeting, before we vote, gentlemen, and I asked him what Philadelphia Red was. I thought maybe it was a drink. And it's a Philadelphia Raspa, if you will.
Yes, sir.
And they're going to give out 50 to the first 50 folks that come up. So, gentlemen, would y'all like to discuss this? Would y'all like to make a motion to approve?
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. May the Lord be with you, Mr. Harris.
Thank you so much. God bless y'all. I will be praying for everybody in this room. Thank you so much.
We need all the help we can get,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. I'm praying for you.
Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break. We need to take a pause. They want to take some pictures of elderly abuse in front of the court. So we have a resolution. So if y'all will bear with us a minute while we take a photo session. Anybody needs to get up and go out? Thank you. Over 50, right? Thank you.
I'll give you something to picture, but don't walk away with it.
Right in front of the elderly.
I'm seasoned. I'm not elderly. Like a fine wine. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good job. See? Not too far. Not too far. Qualified.
Well, you're not there yet.
Not there yet.
Next month you qualify.
Hope to make it.
Does any of y'all need to take a break while we're on a break?
I'm good.
Okay, we'll resume if you would. I think we're on item number 12. Approve expo request for auditorium fee waiver from B County Chamber of Commerce for the State of the County event on Thursday, June 25, 2026.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion in 2 seconds. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passed unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 13, and this one had been tabled, so we need to have some discussion here. Approve expo request for Arena Auditorium Pavilion fee waiver from Ford Kingman Entertainment for the annual Conjunto Fest on September 4 and 5, 2026, tabled during the June 8th, 2026 regular term meeting. Do we have some representatives from that organization here?
Yes, sir.
We have a few questions for y'all. Please identify yourself for the...
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Jaron Coronado, and I'm here speaking on behalf of Fort Kingman Entertainment. We respectfully request the consideration for the waiver of the Expo's ground rental fees for our upcoming event. As on another note, Fort Kingman Entertainment is now a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is not only to provide a family-friendly event for B County, but also to give back to the community and the youth that we all proudly serve. Moving forward, we plan to support local students through scholarships and continue to contribute to organizations such as the B County Junior Livestock and Homemaker Show. In addition, and even before becoming nonprofit, we were committed to giving back to the community. Last year, we hosted a toy drive during the Christmas season where we gave away 350 toys for free to families here in B County. We have always believed in supporting our community, and becoming a nonprofit organization allows us to expand those efforts even further. In the previous years, the county has generously waived the Expo Center ground fees for this event. We are truly grateful for that support. We have also worked to take care of their facility. Last year, our organization invested time and resources into improving the Expo Center's portable bars, where we sanded, repainted, and replaced damaged wood and restored them for better condition for future use. In addition, this year we have talked about restoring the stage. The stage needs a bunch of work, so we've talked about doing some upgrades on that. Just this year's festival will be held during the first weekend of September. Due to our organization will be taking on the Chambers event that has been held in March the previous year. We're going to be transitioning to a new format. This September's festival will be a music-focused event on Friday and Saturday. The much larger event will take place during the second weekend of March, where we plan to combine all of our activities into one county event, where we will be having a cook-off, a car show, and more music, as well as a carnival. In addition to the charitable impact our events generate, we are currently working to obtain a heads and beds report from last year from the motels that we work with. The visitors that we had here, they support our local hotels, restaurants, gas stations, and other businesses, and keeping the money here in B County. We respectfully ask for your consideration in waiving the Expo Center's ground fees so that more of our resources can be directed to give back to the community and the youth in our county. We are not asking for assistance to benefit us as an organization, but we are asking for assistance so that we can reinvest more into our people, our county, and our youth. Thank you for your time and your consideration, and we are continue to support B County and its residents, and I would be happy to answer any questions if you guys might have any.
Gentlemen, before I call for a vote, questions for the gentleman?
I think you checked all the boxes. You got 501c3.
That was the big thing that we asked the last time, is that, and y'all weren't here, but did you, and you got your 501c3? You're
And
telling
then-
us how you're spending the money,
Improving the grounds out there.
right? Because I know Commissioner Lenny had a question about how the money was being spent. Are
He
you
answered it.
satisfied with the answer?
Very good.
Do we have a motion, gentlemen?
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Congratulations.
Thank you for all you do for the youth.
Appreciate it.
Y'all are
Thank you,
doing a
guys.
lot of good work, and keep up the good work. Between you and
Thank you.
Pastor Harris, we're in good shape around here right now. Thank you. Number 14, approve memorandum of understanding MOU between Beek County Sheriff's Office Jail and Karnes County for housing inmates. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I think the amount that they're going to charge is $60 a day. Number 15, approve new election administrator's office logo, front door lettering, and designation of Suite A in the building address. I haven't seen what the logo looks like or the lettering, so, Madam, would you explain to us what you want to do before we vote?
Yes, sir, Commissioner. Good morning, Commissioners. The county, on the skylights on the side, on the doors, that's where the county is going to put their logo. I wanted to do a smaller version of the one we have on our office now on the actual front door where it says, and then add Suite A to the physical address.
Okay, what does the one say now for the people that don't know?
And for our logo now?
Yes, ma'am.
It just says Beek County Elections Administration on it.
Okay, I think what we need to be careful of is it doesn't look like that's the whole building when we walk in.
Correct. That's why we wanted to add that designation of the Suite A on there.
And the size, what's the size?
It's whatever's on the lettering, rather than having to pay for that all to be due. The actual address is out there, 1511 Toledo Street is on there. We were just going to put the Suite A underneath it.
Just follow it uniform.
So it's about a 2-inch.
So uniform,
Yes, sir.
not going to be 4 foot tall or
Oh,
anything?
no, sir. And the logo that I have on our building now, on our front door and stuff, it's going to be much smaller than that. Because it
Okay.
would just be on the one door, because those are entrance and exits doors, so we have to keep them pretty, where you can see through them pretty well.
Francis, have you seen the draft of it?
Yeah, it's going to be the exact same logo that's on our door now, just in a much
Do y'all
smaller
want
version.
this isn't a brick brush, you want to table it till we see a draft, Commissioner?
Yeah, probably be best, that way we can all be in agreement with it.
Sure. No problem.
That way, I think we have a motion to table, and you can bring a draft back to the court and
Okay.
have it all sketched out. At the same time, we can find out where we are on the word annex up
Yeah.
there. So we have a motion to table, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Pass unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that'll bring it back on the 13th. Number 16, approve bond renewal for election administrator Laura Warnix. Do I have a motion?
So
This is-
moved.
This is housekeeping.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Number 17, approve amendment number 2 to the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA program agreement between Beek County and the Skidmore Water Supply Corporation regarding the construction of a groundwater storage tank with a new period of performance and end date of October 31, 2026. Francis, would you please explain to us what we're doing, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Commissioners. Francis Melvin. I am the grant administrator. So this item and the next two are each for ARPA. We're having to extend our period because for Skidmore, PICO, which is working on the clarifiers and doing the construction, they have been really swamped, so it has not gotten started. And the original extension was till June 30th. So we need to extend it to October with the understanding that if it's not completed by then, we have to return the funds, and I don't like doing that. So we're going to extend it. They should be done long before October 31st.
Great.
So,
That's a drop dead date, huh?
yes, because the actual grant ends in December, but we're doing October 31st.
Got you.
So that is for the Skidmore.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, number 18, approve amendment number 2 to MOU ARPA contract number 2333 to extend the period of performance for overtime payments for the grant administrator from June 30th, 2026 to October 31, 2026. Same reasoning. Do I have a motion?
Same
Move to
reason.
approve.
We have a motion and a second. All those, anybody, we need more discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Okay.
Okay, number 19, approve amendment number 2 to the ARPA program agreement between B County and the B Development Authority regarding Chasefield upgrades with a new period of performance end date of October 31, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Ms. Melvin, is there anything else, ma'am?
Nope, that is it.
Thank you, and thank you for bringing that to
you.
us. Number 20, approve request to add light fiber internet service as a backup service due to outages with Spectrum.
Good morning, gentlemen. Craig Oliver, IT Director for B County. Commissioner, I can sympathize with you. I was made aware by my family this weekend that I was qualified for AARP.
Yeah, I just barely got there.
So, anyway, this was brought before me on June 11th. The Spectrum Internet services that we had, actually it was region-wide. There was an outage on June 11th, and this lasted almost approximately 8 hours, which is basically the whole business day for that day. It affected every county office, including our district courts that were in session. And it was brought up by one of the district judges that if we could get either a backup solution or temporary solution in place for any future outages that may occur. It was suggested to look into T-Mobile hotspots, which would work, but my approach on this when it was brought up was we have backup generators and things like that for electricity, but we don't have a backup solution in case something like this were to happen. I'm not ever projecting that something like this will happen, but more than likely the odds is it will happen again. With that, I've done some research into other solutions because you not only want to have backup, but you want to have carrier backup as well, which means redundancy from a carrier that is not the same carrier that you have, or another what they call a tier 2 carrier that may be using the same facilities to deliver services from a carrier that you may already have. So with that, we came up with light fiber. They're new in the area. They've actually created a very good reputation with services delivered so far from businesses and people I know. And they've offered a very comprehensible solution, especially comparable to a hotspot solution that was requested for. And in my opinion, the hotspot solution is an actively billed solution, but is on standby and not used. And this solution that I'm presenting is a comparably priced solution to that, but could be actively used as well, not only as a backup, but can also be load balanced depending on how we engineer it. So with that said, any future outages and things like that, we could actually fail over to one or the other and continue to keep the whole county operational and not just use a hotspot for the courts. And that's my presentation.
Would it be one of those, kind of like an emergency generator, would it flips on automatically, or you have to go out and do a manual
It would
switch?
be automatic according to the integration into our firewall and system.
Okay. And I noticed too that they're willing to pay for the expense of setting it all up.
It is offered as no construction cost. There was a $7,200 construction cost involved if we wanted to go less than 60 months. Commissioner DeWitt, you may remember when we brought Spectrum on, we basically agreed to the same term, a 60-month deal in lieu of construction costs with
Right.
Spectrum back in 2014 or something like that.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it would be similar, and then after the 60 months, I believe they're going on a 12-month renewal at that point. So,
You know, several of us were at their grand opening, and we were so impressed with the people and the vision that they had, and they're carrying that vision forward. So, gentlemen, any questions of our IT director before we make a motion here? Do we have a motion?
I have a,
Question, yeah.
on behalf of the district, not as Silva District Clerk, B County. I came in behalf of the district courts because I do know that you all realize that we are totally electronic, which means we don't have paper files, which causes a big problem for our district courts. That is why Judge Watley said that she thought it was best for us to have hotspots, because when court went down, well, it went down. We don't have a way to get into our files because our files are electronic. We had no way of going into looking up anything. We had no phone system. We were down the whole day until I think it was about 3 when we finally did go back up. It caused a problem. The only good thing about it is that sometimes, not always, sometimes attorneys do bring paper documents with them, and so they were able to hand them over to the judge so that court could continue. But it did cause a great concern for not just for Judge Watley, but for the other 2 judges. And as we were also having CPS court that morning, so the CPS judge went down, and she had to go to, she travels all the way from, I think, Jordanton, and so she had to go back up to Jordanton to continue court for our district. I asked Craig, one of the questions, I'm for this. I believe this is probably a good solution for the whole county, because it was all of us. It wasn't just the district courts. It was everybody went down. And I think it's a good solution, because we do need something for the whole county to be able to continue, because people that are on the outside, I know everybody on the outside knew that Spectrum had gone down, but what I'm saying is people don't realize that our phones go dead, that we lose everything. We have no backup. We have no phones. We have no way of communicating with anybody, not even through email. And so people think, well, they're not answering the phone, and I've been trying to call you, and so they get upset. So I do believe that the whole county, it does affect the whole county. The problem is that Judge Watley's concern is that, and like Craig said, it doesn't happen often. I think it's happened twice since we've been here within the last year or so. Her concern is not taking so long. What if it happens again in a couple of months and we have nothing again? She goes, how are we going to continue with court, because you don't have court? Now, our state mandated us not to have paper files. Everything to be electronic because of the space purposes for all the counties in the state of Texas. So it is a big problem. But am I for this? Yes, I am. But I'm also looking for maybe a temporary solution for the courts until the backup can come back. I mean, I don't know how to solve it, but I do know what the judge's concerns are. But I do also like this idea, because I believe the whole county needs to have a backup.
A question, if we approve this today, how soon can they have it up and running?
With that, I asked the same question. They're proposing operation is September 15th. They do have some construction that they need to complete in the area near the tax office. Once that is complete, then it's the cable run for about approximately a block to get into the building. They are looking at their engineers in Houston to see if there's a way to expedite this, but we haven't heard anything at this time. I'm sorry. We have Light Fiber actually here with us today.
You might want to identify yourselves for the record, please.
I'm Julie Blanda, the general manager.
I'm Michael Lewis, I'm the food operations supervisor.
Ms. Cantu,
So my initial recommendation, I was in on the email when Judge Watley put out her concerns. And so my initial recommendation was a temporary solution, because that would happen immediately with the hotspots. And of course, to push something off, because this is not budgeted. This is not a budgeted item. Contracts is this. It's always my recommendation to wait until budget time so that we can put in. Of course, Craig and Ms. Silva have, voiced their concerns and recommendation, and so, of course, I leave it up to the court, but that is, of course, my recommendation.
But it checks all the boxes for a budget amendment. I mean, if we need to do something
And-
temporary.
yes,
And how can
also
we-
cost.
How can we address Ms. Anida's concerns about getting cord up while light fiber gets there?
That might be a temporary solution. It would be kind of difficult because each one of those hotspots would have to be tethered by USB. Computers in the courts do not have a Wi-Fi card built in, so that option would be limited. So, I mean, you would be looking at one for each court, if not two, because there is also a district clerk station that is in each court as well. But, I mean, that might be something we could look at on a month-to-month basis if it's offered. The other thing is, with the budgetary item, Light Fiber has offered to defer till fiscal year 26-27. If we did approve it today and start the build-out and things, as far as the budgetary items go, they are willing to defer to October 1, so. Yeah.
Our public library has hotspots. I use them frequently. They'll look my spots that do not have my election polling places that do not have capability for Wi-Fi, and they're free of charge. You just reserve them. And I would think that be on one of our.
One of the things that Judge Watley expressed was they have tried to use AT&T or FirstNet hotspots before because FirstNet rides on AT&T. And for some reason, their system is incompatible with that. I don't know why, because to me, internet is internet. But they have had this in the past. We might want to test it again just before we actually go get one and see if it's still that way. But that is one thing that Judge Watley expressed was the compatibility.
And we do have a contract with AT&T, and we have hotspots currently in the county that are used in our other departments. So just just test that.
So currently, I need to go to Skidmore and pick up the temporary one that we put out there while they were out about a month ago because of that storm. I could probably take that one and bring it to Zenaida and see if we can test that to see if it is compatible today.
That's worth a try.
But, I mean, it's still, to me, the solution would be, to have an actual redundant solution that is usable and instead of paid for and just sitting in standby.
I think what we're looking for is a motion to approve them to go forward and defer the payment till October and put this into the budget.
Quick question. So
Yes,
do we know what happened with Spectrum as far as the outage?
We never, whenever AT&T or Spectrum has these types of area-wide outages, we never get a clear, concise explanation other than it has been identified, the solution has been repaired, and or they're working on it and things like that. They kind of keep it under information that is not available to the public. I mean, we can speculate. Initially, it was said that there was a backhoe incident that cut through a major long-haul cable, basically a pretty big one. But during the outage, we noticed that there was also other issues trying to receive emails from them that it seemed like it also affected maybe one of their data centers. So not really sure what happened there other than there was a fiber outage that was reported. They said that they identified it, a third party was going to repair it, and it was about 3:22 when it was actually restored. So
Yeah, I know it created some havoc. So the question would be, as a backup plan with light fiber, What is in place to ensure that doesn't happen to them?
Discussing this with them, that was one of my concerns mainly because of the issue at hand. So they assured me that their long-haul solution is actually paired with two carriers that are independent of each other. One is AT&T that they use for dark fiber, another one is FiberLight. So they actually have a dual carrier redundant system, and this would actually give the county three carriers essentially in that aspect to rely on, so.
Yeah.
Currently, B County only has one backup?
We don't even have a backup. We have a
No,
single.
What's in Skidmore?
Hotspot.
That was just a hotspot that we borrowed from EOC while their main system was offline during that storm.
So you can come and test
How many
it out?
hotspots do we have?
Yes, that's the plan right now, is I'm going to go out there and pick it up and then get with Ms. Silva to test it to see if AT&T is now compatible or not, and see if we can utilize that.
Okay.
Do we have a motion, gentlemen?
I'll make a motion, we move forward with the recommendation that Mr. Oliver has with light fiber, but also to test our hotspot with Ms. Silva to make sure it works. And what if?
As a temporary solution until this permanent redundant solution puts in
I
place.
guess I'm going to ask the question. What if it doesn't work?
If
cross that bridge
that
when we
one
get to it.
doesn't work, then it would be suggested what Judge Watley is asking for from T-Mobile as a temporary solution until we get this solution established.
That's all we can do.
Okay.
And to, in your motion, to defer payment till October 1 and put this in the budget, upcoming budget.
Yes. Also, did you get to defer the motion till October 1?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you for your presentation of light fiber. Thank you for being here and
Thank you,
leading us through
gentlemen.
this. Thank
Y'all
you,
have a good
gentlemen.
day.
Appreciate it. Thank you for
Thank
being
you,
here,
Mr.
Zanata. Good information. Number 21, approve acceptance of a $50,000 grant from the Texas Veterans Commission to provide financial assistance to B County veterans. Sandra Muskis, you have some good information for us, ma'am. Anytime there's a grant like this, it's always good.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Commissioners. Excuse me. For the record, my name is Sandra Muskis. I'm the Veteran Service Officer for B County. We, and by we, it's Ms. Francis and Ms. Cantu, we've been working on this grant with the Texas Veterans Commission. It is a $50,000 grant to try and help veterans of B County, and this one would be specifically for B County veterans, to bring financial assistance. And this is a reimbursement type of grant where the county would put up the money first, and then we'll turn around and submit the reimbursement with the Texas Veterans Commission. It is, like I said, for a $50,000 grant. With this grant, we will be able to offer housing assistance, utility assistance, groceries, transportation as well. There is requirements for every criteria that veterans would have to meet. So I would be the one doing the initial intake, making sure that we have the required documentation and that they check off every box in order for us to be able to help them with this. On the back end, I will be working with Ms. Francis for the reimbursement and, you know, all the audits and assessments and everything that comes with it. And with that too, I will also be working with the grant manager with the Texas Veterans Commission. So this is not just something that is just me alone. As far as that, I will have help. But as far as managing the grant, administering it, that will be me out of my office.
Two questions real quick. When is it going into effect?
So the grant goes from September 1st to August 31st.
And Madam Auditor,
26 to 27.
do we have $50,000 seed money to spend and get reimbursed? We do?
Yes,
Okay.
we do that with several.
I understand, but I have to ask the question to get it on the record.
Yes,
Okay.
and since we're only going for 50,000, we only had to have at least 2 months of that, which it comes out to like 16,000. So the county wouldn't be forking up a full 50,000 at once. It would be in time period. And yeah, it's 50,000 for the whole year.
Okay.
Very good.
So, and we started with just that amount because it is the first year that B
Yeah.
County is doing this. But for future reference, we could go all the way up to 400,000 if we needed to.
Awesome.
But-
Awesome.
Move to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Muskis, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
for bringing this to us. Francis, you just keep getting more and more on your plate, ma'am.
Oh,
Your plate's getting bigger, right? You're doing good. Thank you.
For the county.
Thank you. Number 22 is Jaime. Yeah, Jaime, is Jaime here? Yeah. Approved Texas Association of County Health and Employee Benefits Pool Plan for year 2026, 2027 medical renewal for Beek County.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Now we can
Further
have
discussion, one thing I'd like to say, looking over the proposals, I know that what the county is doing again is the best thing they possibly can for the employee to keep the rates as low as possible for their co-pays. Insurance rates went up, the county's paying more. This is very important to the employees. So, Jaime, thank you for what you've done, sir. You've done some good research and stuff. Anything you'd like to say to the court?
We have a good committee.
Okay, the committee, good committee. So, good job. Any further discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Passes unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen. Executive session, unless there's something I don't know, we don't have an executive session today. We can stay here and talk about screwworms or kissing bugs, but do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion?
Second.
And a second? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir, thank you. Good job.